I go where I wanna go. Jean!
Scott!
Jean?
Scott! I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds!
No more mutants! There's always more gators in the bayou.
Don't get a
Welcome to this bonus episode of the comic book part 2. I'm Shawn, the ultimate excavationist.
Oh, the dynamic. And I'm something of an X-fan myself, Kevin.
I love it. So Kevin has me on pins and needles because on tomorrow's episode, he is surprising me with a special guest star who Kevin has himself even said, I'm a little nervous. So I know this is a big name. I'm really excited and nervous. So tune in tomorrow for our interview with someone who I don't know yet.
Yeah, someone you don't know yet.
So on the comic book X-Men 97 Part 2, we see on the cover an epic fight between Wolverine and Sabretooth, or they're about to have sex. I'm not really sure.
You never can tell with these guys. Never can
Nope.
tell.
And this was written by Steve Fox, artist Salva Espin, colorist Matt Mila, and letterer VC's Joe Sabino. It says here, in the absence of their teacher, Charles Xavier, it's fallen to Cyclops to guide the X-Men through a new world of humans seemingly warming to mutant kind. Seemingly. They put that in there on purpose. A number of the squad went to relax at a Dazzler concert, only to find themselves defending the diva from the Nasty Boys, whom they soundly defeated. Easily dispatched, if you will. Back at the mansion manor. Huh? Jean took the moment of privacy to reveal to Cyclops that she was pregnant, but did not realize she was overheard by Wolverine. And none of them knew they were all under surveillance by Mr. Sinister, who has his own plans for the mutant heroes. Would you like to get us started?
Let's do it. So this page, we see a little Trish Tibby on the news, and she's talking about the events that happened last issue. Oh my goodness. It's the Nasty Boys attacking Dazzler. And she's like, a surprise act during the evening's Charles Xavier Memorial Concert as a group calling themselves the Nasty Boys attempted to disrupt the festivities. But there were some X-Men there. Ooh, they stopped them. Ooh. And she's like, but yeah. Then she's like, this act of heroism from the formerly controversial team who have become increasingly popular with average Americans in recent months. Which, this is crazy that this came out at the same time as the last episode of the show. Considering, it's like a opposite kind of feeling. Like this is, I was like everyone loves the mutants, everyone loves the X-Men. Like they're trying to paint them in like this positive light. But
True.
And then we see
that was on purpose.
Yes, thinking of that, we see this person punch the TV. Like crack! I hate this TV. And is that a Psylocke on the TV? Oh my god!
Yeah, so we have
Cameo.
our first ever cameo and 90s moment in the same moment because she's on that ghetto ass 90s TV.
Right?
Come out, wherever you are.
Don't worry about it, Stinger. We'll make sure we can.
Cameo.
90s moments.
So we see Sinister, and he's standing in front of the smoking TV, and he's like, for years, humanity hated and feared mutants, which enabled my great work to advance while the X-Men fought battles on other fronts. But Xavier's whelps have come far too close to realizing their mentor's noble goals of acceptance and assimilation. The key to my genetic research is finally within my grasp, incubating within one of the X-Men. I will not let it slip away because the sheep of the world celebrate the wolves in their midst. We must remind humanity that the X-Men bring danger to their doorsteps, that they are to be despised, not celebrated. We must remind them, my Sinister Seven. So this gives me like very Spider-Man Sinister Six vibes. I think they wrote it that way on purpose.
Yeah.
And he says, of the mutant menace. And we see, Sabretooth, and then we see the rest of the characters from the tease in comic book 1, but they're in shadow right here. So we don't know exactly who they are. And even when we do see them full on, Shawn gets 2 of them wrong. So just real quick, I misspoke. One of these is not Bastion, it's Hazard, and the other one is not Blockbuster, it's Harpoon. So I didn't get those the first time.
Yeah. All right, so the next page. Oh, I just love the colors in here. Okay, let me criticize 97 a little bit right now, the show. I don't know why they don't have brown in their color scheme, because Cyclops' hair, Gambit's hair, Rogue's hair, it all looks red. Why? Where is the brown hair in these people?
Yeah.
Because this comic, now the comic is the right color. So I'll give the color so this comic knows what's up. I don't know why 97 is colored like that.
I don't know. That is interesting.
Because I was showing my nephew a picture of Cyclops. Like, this is who I'm cosplaying. He's like, why is it? So you're gonna dye your hair red? I'm like, it's not red. So, but anyway, we see Jean and Scott, or I guess Jean, the former Maddie, but she's Jean in this comic, I guess. It's so confusing now. All right. But they're in there, and and Scott says, Jean, I don't know what to say. I can't read the test result. It's a red line, right? My visor. And let me tell you, I've worn visors, and it's true. All you see is red. Like, you see the world in red. And so I'm like, I understand your problem here, Cyclops. It's great.
Yeah. And it's interesting. We've never heard this in the show before. Like, it took X-197 to let us know, like, yeah, he does just see red.
Yeah, right. So at the pregnancy test, he can't see what it says. But then Jean Maddie kisses him, and she says, we're going to be parents, Scott, with the tears in her eyes. We're going to have a family. Yay!
A family. Yay. And then we see Jean, Maddie, and Scott embrace, and Jean Maddie says, oh, Scott, I couldn't be happier right now. Scott. And Logan's walking away all angry. Next scene is him and his civvies getting into his Jeep, and he goes, needs some air. This mansion's feeling cramped. And Storm watches as Wolverine peels out, just kind of floating on the rooftop, and she says, it appears my intuition was correct. I am not the only one to discover the news. Perhaps it is now Logan who needs a friend's comfort.
You know what? I didn't notice this until just now. I think this top panel could be considered a You Look Familiar moment.
Luke.
Familiar.
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 If you think that's bad, you should hear me sing.
It's very much like the show, that meme where Scott and Jean are kissing in the background and Wolverine's like grumbling in the forefront.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, it's not exact, but there's definitely some similarities to it.
And that's probably why they put him in his suit in that image and not his civvies. Interessant.
You look familiar. I know
We'll have
things.
to find that image so I can post it.
Oh, I've got it because I did a photo shoot and we recreated that meme. Anyway, I did it live, so I have it.
Send it to me, Janet.
Yeah. Oh my God, that looks so good. Okay. So then we see Scott and Jean, and Scott's like touching her stomach, and this is totally consensual touching the stomach, not just like, oh my God, let me like, and this is the husband, so it's a little bit more acceptable. It's better. Don't just do this to any pregnant person, just so you know. But this is good. This is the okay version. And he says, who else knows? Can you detect if it's a boy or a girl? Because, you're a telepath. Do you have any names in mind? And then Jean's like, I told Storm. And then Cyclops is like, oh my gosh, we have to tell Beast. He's going to be such a good prenatal care, which makes me wonder, because you know how whatchamacallit? I gave them shit for like not having seen a doctor when they go to the doctor. So maybe they were in Beast care this entire time. And Beast was otherwise engaged.
I think that scene got cut because we lost your audio, but yeah, you called out at Nathan's birth. You were so disappointed in Jean and Scott for not having prenatal care. But when I saw this, I was like, Kevin, they did it. It's Beast.
So that's right. That wasn't actually in the episode. That was part of what got cut. Dang it. But now people know. I'm glad we got to revisit it here.
Yep.
All right. So then we see alert, intruder on mansion grounds, manor grounds. And then Jean says, come down. It might be a false alarm. Boom. Explosion.
And it's Hazard. They look so similar to me.
They do.
Hazard pops through the wall and he says, you mourn a false legacy. Charles Xavier was not a great man. He was a liar, a manipulator, and his students will suffer as he should have. And he starts kind of like causing havoc within the mansion, the manor.
It looks like he's grabbing like the rubble, he's trying to throw the rubble at them, I guess, with his powers.
Yeah, and I don't quite remember I barely remember him. He's a very like kind of 90s-ish villain when they had a lot of those kind of in and out villains that didn't really last.
When he popped up, I'm like, who is that? I have no idea who that is. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. So Hazard has the mutant power to generate plasma, although he lacks sufficient emotional control over these powers. When provoked, his anger would cause his power to build up to a devastating explosion that he himself was impervious to. He has the ability of flight, though it has not been revealed how he was able to receive this feat. Possibly he was able to simulate flying by manipulating the large amounts of plasma energy he generated. So he just generates plasma and can manipulate it.
Okay. And then we see, and maybe this is Jean catching the rubble then, because he explodes, and Jean's probably catching it with her telekinesis over here with that blue aura around it is.
Oh, true. It is colored the way it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's kind of that bluish color, and when we see next, her shield is that bluish color, so yeah, probably Jean. Yeah.
So, and then Cyclops is like, Jean, don't overexert yourself. And she's like, I'm not helpless, Scott. Like, I'm just because I'm pregnant doesn't mean I'm a pushover. Like, shut up. And then she's like, I can still give the intruders a taste of their own medicine. Thwack. And then he's like, my name is Hazard. And if you stand in Xavier's shadow, you will perish as he did. And then Cyclops is like, oh, you came here to insult the Professor X and threaten my wifey? Oh, you picked the wrong fight.
And then we see the skies over New York City. So the Blackbird is coming back from the Dazzler concert with Jubilee, Bishop, Gambit, and Rogue. Again, Bishop is the only one who actually put on civvy clothes and looks respectable. Everybody else is just in their normal outfits. And you hear, and can you believe the song she picked for the encore? Talk about like the perfect concert. That's Jubilee. And Gambit's like, Gambit has to admit, Jubilee, you are fat and sweaty. That Dazzler puts on a show, and the lady is quite a looker too, huh? And then Rogue says, Remy, I swear. And then Gambit says, don't worry, Cher. Gambit only has eyes for, whoa, because suddenly the whole Blackbird starts shaking. And Bishop says, we've been hit with some sort of electromagnetic pulse. The Blackbird's controls are fried. I'm going to bring her down as gently as I can, but I'd brace for a bumpy landing.
Ooh. And then, and then Rogue's like, she says, I'll all right. I'll get outside and try to slow her down, Bishop. And then Jubilee says, hey, if this is going to be, if we're going to crash anyway, can I fly it? Can I fly the jet?
Right?
I'm like, no, bitch, shut up. And then Rogue's like, ooh, just like wrestling those gators back home. And then they kind of land. She helps cushion the fall, and the Blackbird lands in like a field. Yeah.
And goes Krishtunk. All right. And then the X-Men walk out of the Blackbird, and Jubilee says, when I said we should drop by Central Park more often, I didn't mean it literally. And Rogue says, at least it's after hours. Could have been real bad if the Blackbird fritzed in the middle of the day. What hit us? And we hear, that'd be me. Name Sienna Blaze, not Sienna Blaze. And don't worry, your night can still get a whole lot worse. So Sienna can disrupt a planet's electromagnetic energy spectrum, absorbing the energy into her body until she releases it. So her and Hazard are actually kind of similar.
I don't know why.
Oh,
She
no.
reminds me of Martha Stewart. It's like if Martha Stewart put on a costume and like became a superhero.
That's funny. I can see it.
Yeah. She'll teach you how to be crafty with that fence, that's for sure.
Yep.
All right. And then we see Logan at the bar, and it says Harry's Hideaway, Westchester. And I don't know why the bartender looks so scared. Why does he look so scared?
I don't know.
He's like, oh my gosh, there's a woman here, a female present. And then she said, it says, is that seat taken? He's like, oh, yours, darling. Not sure you're dressed for this dive, though. And she's like, my new hairstyle. My new hairstyle fits in, does it not? It's so weird. She's still on and on about this hairstyle. She loves it so much.
I know.
I'm a cool kid, remember? Yes. And she's like, I watched you leave the mansion in a hurry, Logan. I thought you might like some company. Came to see an old friend about a drink row. Logan, tell me, is this about Jean?
So Harry's Hideaway is a character in itself. It's like a 20-minute walk from the Salem Center. So it's like a go-to for most of like the
Nice.
X-Men.
Cool.
All right. Logan says, guess I'm the last to find out the big news, huh? And Storm says, she did not yet tell me either, but I could discern what she was dancing around. And then Logan says, wasn't trying to snoop on her and the Boy Scout. Bad things about enhanced senses. Sometimes you hear stuff you're not meant to hear. The bond between you and Gina is unique, Logan, but you must accept. Hold that thought, bro. That's my sniffing.
She's got some crazy eyes in this panel.
Oh, she
Storm's got some
does. She's
crazy
on
eyes.
crack right there.
Like, what is happening?
And Logan says, because now I'm smelling something I really shouldn't be smelling. Something that stinks to high heaven. And he snicks his claws.
Yes. Oh. And then in smashes. Mind if we drop in? My reservations should be under Riptide, because I make tornadoes. Ooh. And then Storm is like, you are foolish enough to attack Storm, mistress of the elements, with the forces of the wind? How quaint! Humble. Oh, hubris knows no bounds. And yeah, she stops the whirlwindies, the tornadoes, and then we see Sabretooth and other people's. It's like, neither do Sabretooth and the Marauders. Frail. We go where we want to go.
So here we see Riptide. We see Harpoon's the He-Man looking guy in the background. Prism's the one who looks like Yard Sale Iceman. And then we have I just forgot her name, but she's there too. And these plus Vertigo.
Is it Arc? No, what's it?
Arclay. Yes, you guys. Arclay.
Okay. See,
And
I know
Arclight
things.
has, yeah, you do. And Arclight we've seen as both like there's a male Arclight and a female Arclight. So
Yeah.
there's been two different people who have taken on that. And this is the Marauders. And with Vertigo, this would have been like the full team. But of course, Vertigo is part of the Nasty Boys in this continuity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back at the manor, it's Beast. The mentions alarms interrupted a positively engrossing passage of Kierkegaard. Is everyone all right? And then we see Hazard get blasted by Cyclops against the wall, and Beast goes, "Oh, my stars and garters!" And then Cyclops goes, "Beast, this lunatic blew a hole in the mansion and almost crushed Jean." And Jean's like, "I'm fine, Scott. Really?" And then, oh my God, Hazard looks bad. But Beast comes in to kick him, and Beast says, "Why do I get the impression that there's subtext just beyond my grasp? Ah, well, one priority at a time." Hazard looks like he's having a heart attack.
Yeah, he does.
Which, real quick, by the way, over this weekend, which I'll talk about more tomorrow on tomorrow's episode, I witnessed somebody, I don't know what everybody's beliefs are here, I witnessed somebody do weather magic. It totally reminded me of Storm. You like put your hands out and like try to command the clouds. What was crazy, Kevin, is I feel like it worked. We did it twice, and I feel like it worked. Because it was all cloudy and overcast, and this guy Alec did weather magic, and it got so sunny and hot within like 20 minutes of him doing it. And the next day, we wanted to watch the eclipse in Texas, so we got in a circle and we all held hands and started going in a circle, and the clouds actually moved out of the way.
No, that's absolutely. I mean, coming from a witchy, charmed person, that's exactly what magic is. It's a manifestation of will. So if enough people, enough energy is going into that, there is definitely a truth to that. So
yeah. And what was even weirder, when the eclipse happened, everything got super dark, like it was midnight. And then we saw a big group of bats fly by overhead. And Rachel was like,
neat.
"Bats are my spirit animal." And this happened on her birthday. So it was an interesting little time.
See, during the eclipse here, it just got a little dark. We didn't get the full experience of it in Wisconsin here, but I did look at it with some glasses.
Nice. All right, but we're not here to talk about the eclipse. We're here to talk about X-Men.
So then we see a crash coming down of the roof. She says, is it he? No, it's him. Enough!
Yeah, it's Hazard.
Hazard, yes, Hazard. Yeah, I'm like, he jumps out of the building. He's like, "I'm leaving here. Be gone." And Beast says, "Not how I would choose to install a skylight."
Oh, Beast.
And then Hazard's like, "Charles Xavier left me to rot when my mutant powers manifested." So apparently he did not accept him as a student, is what's happening. So his history, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So maybe he's bitter that maybe he was which is weird though. I can't imagine Charles Xavier turning anybody away, even if they need more effort. So I don't know, but he's bitter about.
There's
something.
probably a reason. Hazard was probably like unhinged, and he has a dangerous power. So like you can't have that around other people.
Yeah. Maybe it was a safety issue.
Mm-hmm.
So he's mad. He's like, "Then let it. Oh no. If this mansion is to be his legacy, then let it reflect the ruin he leaves in his wake."
And then back at the Blackbird, Sienna is in full battle with Rogue, Gambit, Bishop, and Jubilee. I feel like the odds are very stacked against her, 1 against 4, and those 4 in particular. Bishop says, "Finally, I get to bust out the big guns," and he pulls out a big gun. And he shoots at Sienna, and she goes, "Pew pew, Rambo." I like her. She's fine.
It's something. "Pew pew, Rambo. Let's make a salad."
Yeah. And then she says, "Good luck lining up those crosshairs." And she like blasts at Jubilee, who goes, "Hey!" And her and Gambit narrowly jump out of the way. And then Sienna is like laughing and reveling in her evilness when Rogue takes off a glove and flies in from behind. As she's doing that, Sienna goes, "I'm tapped into the Earth's electromagnetic field. There's no limit to what I can pull off. Real bad for the planet, real fun for me." for me.
First, she seems like Melon Lord, like Toph in Avatar, like ha ha ha.
Yeah, very that. I'm
Yeah.
really hoping we see her in the series because I'd love to see her like brought to life.
Totally. She seems like a really fun character.
Mhm.
All right. And then we see Rogue. She's like, I think you've had enough fun, sugar. And she's like, Gah! And she touches.
That's something Kevin always says to me.
Yeah, Gah! I do say that a lot. I must have got it from comic books. I don't know. And Rogue touches Sienna. And then all of a sudden, Sienna's like, she's like, you want my powers, ex-lady? Good luck controlling them. And then Rogue's like, my bird scream.
Bird scream. Back at Harry's hideaway, we see Logan basically throwing himself out the window with Sabretooth, and he goes, "We're taking this little shindig outside, Sabretooth." And then Sabretooth says, "Sounds good to me, Runt. Arclight, let her rip." And then Arclight like uses her ground powers, her like she's like
earthquake.
Earthquake powers. And she goes, "You heard him, let's party." And then Storm comes in. She's like, this to me looks like such a lazy pose for Storm. Like it should be
really
super
is.
dramatic because she's like taking out the trash. But she's like, "Lightning, heed my command. No harm will come to this city tonight." And she she has Lightning hit Prism. And Prism says, "I could say the same about my fellow Marauders, Weather Witch. Name's Prism. My powers can refract whatever you throw at us."
Yes. Zap, 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 zap.
Zap, 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 zap.
Oh, and then we have this. We see that Sabretooth is pinning Wolverine. He's got his arms and he's like has his leg in his back. And he's like, "What's the matter, Creed? Didn't think you could take me on yourself?" And then Sabretooth says, "All these years watching you run with little friends, figured I'd get some of my own. Pin 'em, Harpoon. Let's wrap this up and cash our checks." So interesting. It makes me wonder, like, were they? Oh yeah, they were hired because of Sinister, right? Yeah, then never mind.
Mm-hmm.
But is he actually paying them? Maybe he's actually. I guess he could pay them.
Maybe, yeah.
Or is that just an expression? I don't know. And then we see like Sabretooth tap Harpoon on the shoulder. He's like, "Careful, buddy. Wouldn't want to hit that wrong, angry, hairy, stabby guy, would you?" And he's like, like, "How'd you move so fast, Sabretooth?" And then the real Sabretooth says, "That's not me, you idiot." And then that gives Wolverine the opportunity to like get out of his clutches. And then we see Sabretooth morph into Morph. Transform into Morph.
It's morphin' time.
It's morphin' time! I am an idiot.
It's morphin' time! And it says, "You gotta admit, I do a pretty convincing imitation after all."
So Harpoon carries a harpoon because he's kind of like Gambit. He can charge metal with bioenergy. So he like throws like supercharged harpoons.
Okay.
Pretty dead on for his knee.
Yeah. Let's go fishing.
Yep. So then morphs back into their new form, and they say, "They don't call me Morph for nothing," as they punch Harpoon in the face. And this is the end of the comic. So I'm wondering if... Oh, no, I don't remember. Was Morph in the first comic? Because I wonder if this is like how they rejoin the X-Men being explained.
Oh, I don't remember. Now that I think about it, I don't remember.
Yeah, I can see. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think they were. Let's see. I'm scrolling through it right now. Yeah, and Kevin and I were surprised. This comic felt so short compared to the first one, but it's 10 less pages. The first one's 33. This one's 23.
Yeah, I don't see
Morph's not in the second. They're not in the first one.
So this must be his first appearance. How fun!
Their first appearance. Yeah, so we'll get from the comics how Morph rejoins the team, which is kind of fun. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Kevin. So how do you feel about this quick little read?
It's kind of like the last one. It's cute. I like some of the things in it. It's nothing that's going to be earth shattering. It's funny because like I love how it fills in the gaps of the show, but it's also like completely a different tone of the show. This feels more like Saturday morning cartoon episodes versus like drama. If that makes sense.
I get that.
But
yeah.
But I am absolutely in love with the artwork. I think it's so pretty. I love the colors. Yeah, and so I appreciate it, but it's not the most exciting, I guess. If that makes sense either.
Yeah, it's all action, no soap opera, which is fine. I hope that I'm hoping there is something big to be like, oh wow, like that's cool that got revealed here. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's funny because I went to my comic store on March 27th when the first one came out. They didn't have it. I went back the next Wednesday. They still didn't have it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to the guy, and he's like, yeah, we weren't sure how the show was gonna go, so we didn't really order that many of number 1. But he's like, we made a mistake. Like, we've been having people ask about it like constantly. So he put me on a list so that way I could buy number 1 when it came in because they ordered more. And then I said, can I just like pre-order all of them now so I don't have to worry? And he's like, yeah, sure. So they call me now every time a new one gets released. So I don't have to worry about it.
Perfect. Look at that.
Yeah. Speaking of, the next one we see a picture of Rogue touching Sienna, and she's kind of like they're both going crazy. They're in pain. And Bishop, Gambit, and Jubilee watch helplessly, not knowing how to help.
It's interesting too, if you notice that these like these preview artworks are a completely different style than the rest of the issue.
That's true. They really are.
Yeah. I love though, like the next, it's so pink. It's so 90s in here. This is like the folder you got to put all your papers with when you were in middle school. Yeah. So
yeah, you're right. It really does bring back memories.
Too close to the blaze.
All right, so the next one, Kevin, doesn't come out until May 22nd. So we have over a month before we get to cover number 3.
It makes me wonder if there's something in it that is a spoiler that they don't want to reveal, or something that's really heavy that happens in it. I don't know. Curious.
Yeah, and comics are weird anyway. Like, I've noticed they have, like, even regular comics, you'll get 2 that come out closer together, and then the next one will be, like, over a month, so. And the last one's even crazier. The last one doesn't come out until June 26th.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about the comic for a little while. What is your sexiest drawing?
Oh, my gosh. What is the sexiest drawing? I didn't even think about this. Let me look at this again. Sexiest. I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I think I'm in love. Something with Cyclops in it, because Cyclops and Jean. I'm going to do this one in the panel where he's doing his power stance, and like the little twinge of his little optic blast like is shooting out, like left over, and then Jean's like, I'm fine, really, Scott. It's Scott. I'm fine. Like, leave me alone. But I think, because I do love the colors in there, and like seeing it, I don't know, seeing Cyclops being awesome is my sexiest.
It's weird that you would choose Cyclops.
I know.
For me, I'm going to go with this one of Hazard's entrance, because there's something to me that's really sexy about like the torso area. So the fact that he's wearing like very tight fitting stuff around like his chest down to his groin, and everything else is like bulked up. Like, it looks really sexy to me. I like that it's highlighting that body. Area.
Yeah,
you do. Too bad he's got butterface, so we'll just have to get like a paper bag and put it over absolutely.
that. Yeah, he's not pretty.
And he's not the happiest person, so I'd feel like it would be like really hard, like angry sex, and like that's fine. I can use some of that. But enough about me. Thank you for listening to our comic number 2. It goes so much
Should we
faster
rank
when
this?
it's 10 pages left. Oh, did we rank it last week?
I think we did.
Okay. How would you rank it? Oh, I'd also give it to Morph. I love this image of Morph, this very last page.
Morph, and yeah, Morph is really good. And seeing his little smile, his little quirkiness. Yeah. All right, their little quirkiness.
Yep, I didn't catch you that time. I let it go, but I'm glad you caught yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Would you rate this British bitchin' like Emma? Pretty cool, like Iceman. Wolverine, kind of love it. Or Australian Wolverine, kind of love it, kind of hate it. Fat and sweaty like Jubilee, or what is it? Something X-Men. Unspeakable, like X-Men Origins Deadpool.
I'm gonna give it Australian Wolverine because there's nothing bad or offensive about it. It's just not very exciting.
Yeah, I agree. I'm giving it the same. The only thing it's doing for me so far is introducing these villains. I'm like, I really just want to see them in the show. Like, are we gonna get them? Because that's what I want.
Yeah. They're all pretty fun and different.
Yeah,
I haven't seen them really in any other medium. So.
Yeah, they're very like not used villains. Even I feel in the comics they're not used as much. They're very 90s. So it adds a new element, a new spice. So hopefully we get them.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you for listening, Sexy Xies. You can find us on Instagram under solvingforx.xmen.task. You can find me on TikTok and on Instagram under Sean Perrette. I'm working on posting more on TikTok for the show, videos of the special guests and things like that, because Kevin's making me. No, and I want to.
Yeah.
And where can they find you, sir?
Yes, you can find me at my Instagram, KJEEZY87, or the other podcast I do, all the places, Words of the Witches. So yeah. Blah.
Yay, and tune in tomorrow for our special secret guest.
Oh. Episode 5 of X-Men 97. Ooh, you all know it's a doozy.
Yeah, it's juicy. Bye.
Bye.